How many hours of motivational speakers have you listened to, yet you've done nothing? Let me tell you why. The reason is because they are speaking to the wrong part of your brain. To elaborate a little more on that, I'll have to just give you a simple mind model that I learned back in 2012. And my name's Nigel Richards, and in 2012 I read a book called The Chimp Paradox, and it changed everything in my life. It taught me how to think, it taught me how my brain worked, it taught me how to remove barriers and how to move forwards in life. So I just want to explain that little brain model to you so that you can understand why you're not doing anything after listening to your motivational speakers. So firstly, you've got to understand that there are three main parts of the brain: the chimp, the human and the computer. This is all documented in the book The Chimp Paradox if you want to read it, but I'd like to explain it to you. There are three different parts. The human is you, but you've got a chimp and a computer which add to your thoughts, feelings and actions and so create your life. So the human, as I said, is you, and when you're in a relaxed mood and you're just relaxing with friends and life is good, that's where you're in the human mode. The chimp part of your brain is a protective ancient mechanism that's installed within us all, and it's there to keep us safe and to perpetuate the next generation. But in today's environment, it can keep us overly safe. It was great for our ancestors when they lived in the jungles and the caves because they were always trying to be aware of danger. But now we don't need it so often, but to get the best out of life, we need to understand how this works. And the third part of the brain is the computer. This is the real powerhouse. This is where real changes can be made in your life when you understand how the computer works. So we have a human, a chimp and a computer. We have our senses, our eyes, our ears, our sense of taste and touch, and all those senses go straight to the chimp system. This will then assess for immediate danger. If it assesses danger, it will immediately give you a fight, flight or freeze reaction to deal with it. If there isn't any danger, it will take a look into the computer. Now when it looks into the computer that I mentioned, this is the reference center of the brain, and it's where all our past experiences, our truths of life, our values, and basically it runs all our automatic functions. So the chimp will check into there to see if there's any danger from past situations. If there is, it will then do its best to stop you as the human taking part in this activity. It's also a very emotional part of the brain, why we call it a chimp, because we are classed in the hominid category of species. Therefore, we are very similar to the great apes like the chimp, the gorilla and the orangutan. And when we operate in this chimp frame of mind, then we are operating like chimps. Now, a chimp operates well when it has a troop around it. It likes to have company. Some people have stronger troop drives than others. It has other strong drives as well. Food, security, parental, sex, inquisitiveness. There's a lot of drives within your chimp. And when the motivational speakers are speaking, this is what they're speaking to. They're speaking to the emotional, the aggressive, the chimp part of your brain. And that is why you're not really doing anything, because you're not taking it on as a true value. They're not really speaking to the part of your brain where you actually commit to doing things. You see, there's two things. There's motivation and there's commitment. Now, motivation is put into the computer with a chimp. When it's screaming and it's beating its chest and it's with its friends and it's high-fiving and it's hugging and you're hearing really motivational quotes, that's speaking to the chimp. But the chimp doesn't have a great amount of concentration. It'll soon be distracted. There'll be a danger, there'll be something else it'll be looking for in your life, and it can easily be distracted. And that's why you have to go back. You go back to your motivational speakers for more motivation to keep you going. What you need to do is to install the human part of your brain. You need to get that to install in the computer some commitment. And once you commit to a task, then go to your motivation speakers. That's when they come to their fore, but you have to commit first. If you don't commit, you will not get what you want. So figure out a plan. The human thinks in facts and figures and emotions, and it likes a plan to be set out. Go out, figure out exactly what you want, set that plan out, and then go to your motivational speakers. That will then bring the chimp on side. When it sees you're actually taking action to get what you want in life, it'll come straight on your side. Here's an example. Myself, 1-car driving school, 20 years. Couldn't expand. My chimp kept telling me I couldn't expand. Always wanted to push forward, wanted to do it, couldn't do it. Chimp kept holding me back, giving me negative thoughts, telling me that I couldn't do it. I shouldn't do it because it was called Nigel Richards driving school. Everybody wanted Nigel to teach me drive. Nobody else wanted me. Anybody else? I couldn't do it. I was stupid to name it my own name. But I didn't. I committed. I took a look around the country. I went to other driving schools who created their own driving schools under their own name. And I proved. I took facts and figures and proved to myself and installed onto my computer that I could do it. And then my chimp, who's called Clyde, by the way, that's when he came on, allowing me to step forwards. He actually helped me step forwards. And that's what you do, guys. Think what you want before you start watching these motivational speakers. Think what you want to do. Do you want to run a marathon? Do you want to run one mile? Was what I wanted to run at 48 years old. And that's another story. I'll tell that another time. And once you get that commitment, then you get the chimp on board and you will move forward. Now there's a special formula which is called the C.O.R.E, C-O-R-E formula, which is again in the Chimp Paradox book. So let me explain that to you. C, as I'm sure you can guess, is for commitment. It is important that you commit to your plan, but also you work a plan out where your chimp can commit to it. Because if that isn't on board, it will do everything it possibly can to try to stop you completing the task. O is for ownership. Once you've worked out the plan that's acceptable for you and your chimp, then write it down. Or type it out and print it out, but make a physical copy so you actually own the plan. This is a major step in committing. R stands for responsibility. Once you've worked out your plan and you've made a physical copy of it, you own it, then you need to become responsible. So to become responsible, you need an accountability partner or some form of accountability. Maybe posting on social media might do it and committing like that. But to be honest, you want an accountability partner where you can give regular, consistent feedback through as you move forward to completing the task. E is for excellence. All you have left to do now is to give it your absolute 100% of effort towards completing the task. And if you do, and your chimp gives it, then you're more likely to succeed. And this is really where your motivational speakers do come in. You've committed, you own the plan, you've responsibility with an accountability partner, and now go and get yourself motivated, and that's why you're most likely to move forwards and complete it. Now, if you want to know more in depth about the chimp model, then take a look at my other videos, because I can give some great examples there of how I've used it in my life, and there's a section there on the complete model of the chimp paradox and how to move through that. Guys, I hope you've enjoyed it, and give us a click on my other videos and learn more about that inner mind that's controlling you.